A green bronze disk with gold sky symbols is small enough to hold in two hands, yet big enough to split archaeologists into camps. Some see a compact sky guide for seasons and solstices. Others see a ritual emblem, cosmic symbols used to project authority. The Nebra Sky Disk is a perfect world of mysteries case because it forces one brutal question. When an object looks like science, how do we prove it was used like science? Start with what can't argue back: bronze, gold inlays, and clear motifs, a large circle, a crescent, and star-like dots including a tight cluster. Even without naming them, the design is sky-coded. The real fight begins when we ask what the coding was meant to do: represent, teach, measure, or legitimize power. Meaning lives in context: where it was deposited, what it was found with, and how it was handled. In this case, the early story of discovery created an extra layer of caution, because archaeologists prefer controlled excavations. That forced later analysis to work harder. Metallurgy, where patterns and comparisons had to carry more weight than usual. The baseline interpretation is a sky scene: a sun or full moon, a crescent moon, and stars. It's persuasive because it matches human visual language across cultures. But a sky picture alone doesn't prove a tool. A poster of the sky is not a calendar, unless it contains logic you can apply. The tight cluster is the disk's most strategic detail. Many interpret it as the Pleiades because that cluster is easy to recognize and has long seasonal importance in Eurasian traditions. But we treat it carefully. It's an interpretation, not a label stamped on the metal. Still, if the cluster was chosen for recognizability, it hints the disk could carry timing knowledge. A Bronze Age tool could be mnemonic, not mathematical. You don't need precise coordinates if the goal is seasonal awareness, when certain sky patterns signal farming windows or ritual dates. If so, the disk's simplified style becomes exactly what you'd want: portable, teachable, hard to forget. Two gold arcs on the sides appear like boundary markers. One line of thought: they represent the horizon span between extreme sunrise or sunset positions across the year. Another: they're symbolic, frames added to increase prestige. This is where function is contested. Arcs can be geometry, or they can be status design. Evidence suggests the disk wasn't static. Elements appear to have been added in stages. That matters because the job of an object can evolve. What begins as a ceremonial icon can become instructional, or what begins as instructional can be elevated into a sacred emblem. A modified artifact is a biography, not a snapshot. A curved gold element is often interpreted as a solar boat motif, echoing widespread ancient solar travel myths. If true, it strengthens the ritual reading, but it can also support a hybrid view. Practical sky knowledge often rides inside mythic packaging, because myth is a memory system that spreads information socially. Seasonal knowledge is power. It can structure agriculture, festivals, and leadership legitimacy. A portable sky object can serve three roles at once: a teaching aid, a ritual centerpiece, and a status badge that signals authority over timekeeping and tradition. Online claims often jump to lost civilizations or outsiders, but long-term observation is enough to build sophisticated seasonal knowledge. The disk doesn't need miracles to be impressive. It needs generations of careful watching, social transmission, and an elite class that values that knowledge. If used practically, it might have functioned as an instructional reference. Align the disk with the horizon, talk through the moon phase, refer to a recognizable star cluster, and explain seasonal turning points. That's not modern astronomy, it's cultural timekeeping, and it's exactly the kind of knowledge that would be guarded and performed. But there's a strong counter-argument. A truly practical system tends to produce copies, standards, and widespread distribution. The Nebra disk looks unique and precious. Gold inlay isn't utility. That uniqueness can imply ceremony, authority, and rare handling rather than everyday calendrical use. The most realistic position is often the least dramatic. Both. A ceremonial object can encode real sky logic, and a practical object can be ritualized. In early societies, science and ritual are not enemies. They are overlapping tools for organizing time and social order. To strengthen the tool claim, you'd want tighter links between the arcs and real horizon angles at a specific latitude, plus wear patterns consistent with handling in repeated demonstrations. To strengthen the ritual claim, you'd emphasize uniqueness, deposition behavior, and symbolism. The difficulty is that metal preserves shape better than it preserves intention. So is the Nebra Sky Disk a star map? A ritual object? The best answer may be that it's a Bronze Age technology of authority, using the sky as a language to teach, to convince, and to rule time. Comment your verdict, tool, ritual, or both, and subscribe to World of Mysteries.